Please take a comfortable seat as we begin our practice. Sit in any way that's comfortable, cross-legged on your knees, legs extended, and make any movements, other movements to make yourself comfortable, and let your eyes be heavy. Arms rest on your lap. And let your day slide away. Right now, take a scan of your body, see how you're feeling. Be sure and take care of any areas that need special attention in your practice today, as it is your practice. Maybe give a little shrug of your shoulders if you're still feeling tension anywhere. A little movement of your head. Just letting your body kind of focus inward, using your breath to find that more quiet part of your nervous system. That'll slow down your blood pressure, your breath, your mind. So all that busyness, on your next exhale, we'll let one of those pieces of luggage go. Just set it off to the side. Steady breaths here. Next exhale, let something else go. Maybe that shoulder bag that's been dragging around all week. And just set it aside. Keep the breath steady. Maybe deepen it if you like. Not necessary. Just take a few more breaths in this comfortable seated pose as we get ready for our practice today. Coming to that quiet center of your body, that place to find the essence of you and where you are right now today in this hour and on the mat. Space between the teeth. Tongue rests at the roof of your mouth behind your teeth. The jaw softened. In just a moment we'll prepare for our centering breath. Arms along your sides, palms up. Next inhale. Shoulder heights, bend your elbows, follow your hands down on your exhale. Nice and slow, a little slower than your inhale. And we'll do that again. Arms out, shoulder height, bend elbows, palms come close to each other and then float down on your exhale. One more time. last time, put your hands to your heart, right at the center of your chest. Maybe set an intention for your practice today, dedicating to someone or some idea. Something to bring attention to if your mind is distracted during your practice. Find that connection with your palms, with each finger pads of your palms. Take your arms down along your side and we'll just remove this blanket from me. Underneath, come to hands and knees. Toes together at the back of the mat. We'll begin in child's pose. Whatever is comfortable for you here, child's pose. You can rest on your forearms, have those hips a little higher.
Holly, I can't hear anything that you're saying.
Arms alongside now. Come to your breath, shake it out. Rest your forehead well, you could stack your hands under your forehead and rest your forehead there as well. Then bring your arms forward. Nice stretch. Reach through your spine, tailbone to the crown of your head, to your fingertips. Let's move from just shake things out side to side, hips side to side. Then we'll begin by stacking our hands to the right side of your mat. Left hand over right hand. Take a few breaths there into that left side of your body. Really stretch out those ribs. And then walk to center and then move to the other side. Nice big breaths to the right side of your body. And then back to center, up to all fours here. We're going to thread the needle. Right arm threads under the left. Take your head to the mat. Then the left arm can go overhead onto the floor, palm to the floor. Or alternately, it can go behind your back, the small of your back there, or your sacrum, rested on your hip. Nice deep breaths here for this internal rotation of your shoulder. Let's unwind here, come to the other side. And left arm under the right. And again, stretch that right arm overhead or up to your hip or the back of your sacrum. And unwind back to all fours, shake it out again. We're going to do Chakra Bakasana here, taking a little flow. Oh no, we're not. We're going to come into kneeling plank. Kneeling plank and then a little push up. And back. So nothing huge, you can just flow from kneeling plank and then back without the push up. And take it all the way down through a push-up. You can bring your hands a little higher up outside of or where your shoulders would be. Elbows are bent. Light touch to the mat as you lift head, neck, shoulders. Keep that length in your neck. Just have an extension of your spine. Maybe press lightly, a little more lift, and then lower down. Take a breath or two here. This is for a baby cobra. Again, let's take it up. Lift head, shoulders, neck. The feet are placed on the mat, toenails down. Go ahead and lower down. And we'll take it a third time here. Elbows are nicely bent, no straightening these legs. Maybe a little bit bigger lift if you can feel that stretching your chest forward, your heart forward. Let's take it back to child's pose. And a few breaths. Now, Chakra Bakasana, I believe. Forward onto your forearms, heart forward as you come into cow, and then cat rounding, and then back to child's pose. So take this flow. Connecting with the breath, as always. Curling your toes now. Take a little stretch of the soles of your feet. And then reaching forward. Coming up to all fours now, joints are stacked. Take that little lift from all fours. Knees are just lifted 2 or 3 inches from the surface of the floor. And just keeping that position in this nice strong pose. It's just doing a plank from our knees essentially. Go ahead and lower down and take a break. Hips back into child's pose and roll out your wrists. Let's take that another time here. A little lift here from all fours. Strengthening pose here. I think it's a pretty good substitute for a plank. Take that choice either back to child's pose or take it up to downward facing dog. Walk it out. Maybe take that little turn to the side. So bending one knee and then the other. A little more warm up the spine, a little more twisting movement of our spine, and warming up of the hips, the knees. Coming into plank. Go ahead and lower down. Grabbing a block now, stepping right foot forward into a low lunge. So knee is on the floor, and I have a block here under my left hand to lift the floor up to me. And you notice my hip is pretty much over my knee. So we can keep this pretty high right now. Nice deep breaths, one hand resting on the thigh, the other on the block. And then if you feel strong, take your arms up in some position, cactus, or in a big V. Nice big breaths, maybe a little, even a little gaze up. I'm switching now. Hand to the block at a lower level. Right arm goes up as I turn toward my right knee. Hand can also rest on the hip or the back of the sacrum. Let's float that arm down and step back. And then we'll take the left foot forward into that low lunge again. So I've got the block on the right hand side, left hand to the thigh, right hand to the block. Again, If you feel nice and steady, take those arms up. Off the block, off your thigh. Open your heart. Big breaths. And then we'll switch to a twist. So from the right, I've got that lower level of the block. I'm turning to my left knee. That arm goes up, or any of those options where you want to put that hand. Nice steady breath. And then both hands come to the front of the mat. We'll leave that block right there in case I need it. From here, lift up into a higher lunge and then step into a forward bend. And then float your arms all the way up, touching your palms together, and we'll take a little bit of a mountain pose. I'm just going to stand facing you, have those feet right under your hips. And just take a rooted feeling. Just kind of imagine roots going down through your feet into the ground. So planting roots here. I've got my spine nicely aligned. And not that military posture, but shrug those shoulders a little bit, but let the arms just dangle along your side, hands facing your thighs. And a little tuck of the chin here as you gaze forward so the crown is reaching the sky. So taking it into extended mountain. Let's float up onto our toes. Balls of our feet and lower down. I'm going to take it back a little bit. Okay, float up again. Arms up overhead. And maybe rock back on those heels, lift those toes. Let's float up again. And down. So one last time. And let's hold it here. Take the hands where you feel like it, that'll help you with your balance. Yeah, a little wobbly here, but palms together. Focus on something ahead of you or on the floor, a distance away. And then lower down. I will cross the arms in front. I've got my right arm over my left and my palms are coming together. And I'm going to take those arms right overhead. Soften those elbows. Find length here. Nice big breath. And then exhale. As you have that length, exhale to the right. Inhale center, exhale to the left. Let's take it one more either side. But always find that length right in the center. And bring the arms down. And go ahead and shake them out. And we'll cross, shake them out, and then we'll cross. Left arm over right. Put those palms together. Clasp those hands. And then take it overhead. And soften those elbows. Again, find length here. One more breath. Exhale. Let's take it to the left. Inhale center, exhale to the right. We'll do that either side. One more time. For this nice lateral bend of our spine, lateral flexion of our spine. Come back to center and unclasp those hands and shake things out. I'm going to stand in a wider stance. Kind of roll your shoulders and just undo that pose we just did. Undoing. Okay, let's clasp the arms behind. Just grab elbows or grab wrists. Wide stance, feet are parallel. Just give your Shoulders a shrug. Nice inhale. And exhale, lead with your heart into this widespread forward bend. Float it down till you feel like you won't go any farther. You can take your hands to a block here. You can take them to your shins. If you have that nice block there, just find that extension of your spine. It just lifts the floor up a little bit for you. Nice big breath. Exhale. Maybe relax it down a little bit more. Soften those knees if you need to. Hands can go to the floor. Just try and relax the head and neck. Hands can even go to the ankles here. Inhale, take that half lift. Hands to those thighs. Come on. And then again, that length in that half lift. And exhale, hands to hips and all the way up to standing again. Well, turning to the side, opening our feet out into a warrior two posture. Right toes are turned to the short edge of the mat, and left, the foot is parallel. Let's just do a little floating in and out of warrior two. Floating the arms up, and then let's take it to the other side. So left toes are pointing to that front short edge of the mat, floating in and out. We have that alignment of our knee over our ankle. From here, I'm going to move this block over closer to my right foot. We're back to the right side, and I'm going to reach through my right arm. I'm taking my waist and then out, and then the hand drops down to the block, maybe to my shin. My left arm goes up. So again, I've brought the floor up to me with this nice alignment. My arms are stacked. No rolling forward here. I even have my gaze looking up to my hand. And this is triangle pose. Go ahead and bend into that knee if you need to. Float up to back to the center, and we'll switch our legs for triangle on the other side. So our legs are straight, left toes are to the short edge. I'm leaning with my left hand from my waist, reaching out, and then I'm dropping that hand down. So tipping, as it were, into triangle, and then my right arm goes overhead. And again, I can use that block, that nice way to find that good alignment for triangle pose here. And again, my gaze is up toward my hand. A few more breaths. And bend into that knee, float back up. Feet are parallel. And walk your feet in. I'm going to take it back a little bit toward the wall just because I'm going to be facing you. We're going to do a little flowing squat. So hands in steeple hands, the index fingers are touching, and then I'm just bending into my thighs. Again, I have that alignment of my knee over my foot, my knees over my foot. As you float down, maybe try a little deeper, and if that's the limit, just stay there. And at some point here, I'm going to grab this block just in case. So you can rest hands on the elbows on the thighs. You can also put that block underneath and sit a little into a deeper squat, which is Malasana. Elbows to the insides of the thighs, palms pressing the elbows outward. Nice deep breaths. And I have my sit bones just balancing on that block. You can also be on your toes here. quite a deep flexion for hips. So just accordingly, pay attention to your body. And from here, I'm going onto my knees and then to a seat. And again, removing the block, coming to a seat. And we'll eventually here make our way down to our backs. And we'll go through a boat pose first. So bend knees, toes touching, and then lift those shins up toward the sky. Hands can just stay behind your thighs here and have that spine nice and long. Nice big breaths, belly's engaged. Touch toes down, feet together here, maybe a little open diamond here as we take a little forward bend. And we'll take that boat pose one more time. Nice strong pose. And the arms can extend by themselves or they can just stay behind those thighs. Perfect. As you're ready, let's roll onto our spine. Bring those knees into the chest. Now a little massage maybe of our lower back, circling one way. And then circling the other way. And then left or right leg, I believe, is overhead. I'm going to point and flex the foot, and my other leg's extended down on the floor, or at least the foot's down on the mat. Hand to the back of that right leg in a comfortable place. You can also have a strap here. Either grab the back of your thigh or your calf or your toes if that's accessible for you. And just feel the stretch on the back of that leg. And then we're going to switch it out. So left leg goes up, point and flex. Right leg extends. And again, just feel the stretch on the back of the leg here. Point and flex, circling. Softness of the knee is just fine. All right, let's take our legs wide on the mat and take a little windshield wiper of those hips and those knees, one side and then the other. And then knees toward your chest one more time and up toward your armpits. We'll take happy baby here, either hands behind those thighs to the sides of your feet or to your calves or ankles and rock it out here. So maybe touching the soles of your feet together here one more time and take those feet down, knees are bent. A little supine cobbler. It's a nice transition to take before our final pose, Shavasana. And at any time you can go ahead and extend your legs out, flop the feet open or leave the knees bent. Again, that's personal preference for what feels best for you. The shoulders tuck under your shoulder blades, tuck under your back. Arms comfortably along your side. They can rest on your belly as well. Let yourself sink and melt into the mat. And let things slow down again. Just find that quiet space. Again, remove any tension or release tension. Find that softness in your jaw. All those busy thoughts, just kind of let them float on through. And let yourself note how you feel. One final stretch, arms overhead. Reach through your fingers and toes. Big exhale now. Hands to the mat. And then as you're ready, turn yourself to the side. One side, push yourself up with the top hand. Nice and slow, letting your body adjust to the change. Find that comfortable seat again. Hands in namaste.